everyone. So, when people heard about the reward, they often think of the potential or hate it. However, if we look deeper, reward is one of the most powerful learning tool we have. So, it isn't just about the filling up a heavy work load. So, it is a process of co-creation where we develop essential skills that no textbook alone can teach us. Well, first, let's talk about academic impact. According to research on positive social independent 2022, when students learn in team, we don't just learn from the instruction, we learn from each other. Well, explaining a concept to peer actually strengthens our own understanding. By combining different perspectives, we can tackle complex problems in ways that would be impossible working alone. So, secondly, perhaps more important is workplace operation. A 2022 student on collaborative learning in software engineering education highlight that in the real professional world, almost all projects are team-based. Learning how to communicate, coordinate, and delegate while we still in college is our ticket to success later on. Through group work, we are essentially training our ability to listen, negotiate, and build the trust required in any professional organization. Well, to sum up, the greatest value of the report is isn't just the final rate. It's our personal and professional role. We move from indiv, individual thinking to system thinking. When we manage correctly, group work reduce individual pursue and improve the quality of our output. That is why, despite an challenge, group work remain an essential experience to prepare us for our future career. So, thank you for listening.
Challenges that can make group work difficult. One common problem is a social loafing. This happens when some team members do less work and depend on the others to finish the project or the group work. This can be unfair and make hardworking members feel frustrated. A study by Luo et. Hi everyone. While group work has many benefits, it also has some challenges that can make group work difficult. One common problem is a social loafing. This happens when some team members do less work and depend on the others to finish the project or the group work. This can be unfair and make hardworking members feel frustrated. A study by Luo et al. Found that a social loafing is more likely to happen when people think their individual work is not noticed or when everyone shares the same responsibility. And as a second one, or the challenge is unequal participation. Some students are more active than the others, and some may miss meetings, submit their work late, or not contribute enough. This can affect the whole group quality of the entire project. A recent study by Sago found that peer evaluation often showed that some students contributed much less than the others. This shows that keeping everyone accountable is important for successful group work. Another issue is scheduling. Everyone has different classes, jobs, and personal responsibilities, time zones, so it can be a little bit difficult to find a time when the whole group can meet, or poor communication can make things even harder. In the end, these problems can cause stress, conflicts, and unfair grading. When some people do most of the work, everyone still receives the same grade, which may students feel unfair. To sum up, group work can be challenging because of social looping, unequal participation, poor communication, and scheduling problems. However, these issues can be reduced when everyone has a good communication and also share the work fairly and takes responsibility for their part. Now I'll hand over to the next person to sum up everything and present it to you, the good and the pros and cons of group work. Thank you.
Now that we've heard both good and bad side of group work, is group work worth it? I think the answer is yes, but only if everyone works together as a team. Group work is successful when every member has a job to do and finish the work on time. If everyone participate, the group can save time, share ideas, and learn from each other. Another important thing is accountabilities. This means everyone should do their own part instead of depending on someone else. If one person doesn't help, the rest of the group has to do more work, which is not fair. Good communication is also very important. Team members should listen to each other's ideas, respect different opinions, and solve problems together. If there are disagreement, the group should talk about it instead of arguing. So, our conclusion is that group work can be very helpful. It helps people improve teamwork, communications, and problem-solving skill. These are important skills that we use in college and in the long term in our future jobs. However, group work only works well when everyone is responsive, communicate, and contribute equally. Thank you for listening.